Hello students, the lecture of today what we have about industrial safety. In a previous lecture we already discussed about the industrial accidents, types of industrial accident, accident proneness and different causes for industrial accidents. Now in this video we will discuss about how to prevent industrial accidents, or what is the meaning of safety and what are the methods of accident preventions or accident safety. Now first of all we discuss what is safety. It is the state in which the risk of harm to persons or of property damage is reduced to and maintained at or below an acceptable level through a continuing process of hazard identification and risk management. Meaning of safety at industries can be understood as the fulfillment of different conditions like zero accident, freedom from danger or risk. That means those factors which cause them or are likely to cause them. Attitude change towards unsafe acts and unsafe conditions by employees at workplace, or processes of hazard identification and safety management. The importance of industrial safety was realized because of the fact that every year millions occupational industrial accidents occur which result in loss of production, time equivalent to millions of man hours, machine hours, etc. Of these, about 1/5 production time is lost by those actual injured due to a temporary and permanent disablement, and the remaining production time is lost by fellow operators or peoples in helping the injured in taking care of the damage caused by accidents, etc. The loss to the industrial unit would appear much more alarming when death cases due to accidents are considered. It is therefore essential to identify or examine the causes of industrial accidents and take steps to control them. Many disciplines are concerned with this safety approaches. Industrial engineering is one of a field which deals with the design of efficient workplace, design of equipments and industrial layout designs. Other disciplines which can contribute to safe working environment are psychology, sociology or medical care science. So elimination if possible of the causes of accidents. If it is not possible to eliminate the cause of accident, make arrangement to shield the hazardous place by guard, enclosures or similar arrangements. In an industry, safety may be considered from the mechanical side or from legal angle of workman compensation, or even as a matter of training in and motivation towards safe and work practices for workers, especially newly recruited ones. The modern safety movement started around 1912 with the first Cooperative Safety Congress and the organization of the National Safety Council in USA. From 1912 to the present time, remarkable advances has been made in reducing the rate and severity of accidents. The importance of industrial safety was realized because every year millions of industrial accidents occur. Loss of lives and accidents caused gradually led to the formation of Factories Act, Office, Shops, Railway Premises Act, etc. The requirement for consideration of safety by management as part of its responsibility arises primarily from these acts. Safety begins on the drawing board when in the original design of tools or workplace layouts. Accident hazard may be built in or eliminated. In an industry, safety may be considered from the mechanical side as well. Now, what is the objective of industrial safety? Industrial safety is needed to check all the possible chances of accident for preventing loss of life and permanent disability of any industrial employee, any damage to machine and material as it leads to the loss to the whole establishment. It is needed to eliminate accidents causing work stoppage and production losses. Industrial safety is needed to prevent accident in industries by reducing any hazard to minimum. Industrial safety is needed to reduce workmen's compensation, insurance rate and all the cost of accidents. It is also required to educate all members regarding the safety principles to avoid accidents in industry. It is needed to achieve better morale of the industrial employee. It is required to have better human relations within the industry. Industrial safety is also needed to increase production, means to a higher standard of living. In a view of this discussion, need and concern for safety is therefore need of the hour. There are some direct costs or effects of an accident, but there are certain indirect costs involved in it also. For example, machine downtime, damage to machines, idle time of nearby equipments, or horror created among workers, loss of time, etc. In aid, cost compensation, legal implications, and allied costs, etc. So, safety measures would not only avoid these direct or indirect costs, but would mean performing their moral responsibilities towards workmen operators also. An accident is by virtue of unsafe factor, the result of unsafe conditions. It may be the combined effect of two or unsafe acts result in the form of operators, peoples doing things without proper authorities, misuse of safety devices, ignoring warnings or precautions, etc. And unsafe conditions may be prevented in various forms: faulty or defective electrical fittings or inadequate maintenance of gangway, use of defective tools, etc. So, to prevent the occurrence of accident, unsafe acts or condition have to be avoided or eliminated or checked. Now, there are some methods which are methods of accident prevention or to ensure industrial safeties. It can be achieved via two major factors. One is reducing unsafe conditions and second one is reducing unsafe acts. Now, first of all, we discuss about reducing unsafe conditions. First is a walking path. Sometimes floors or staircases should be properly cleaned and dried. No oil or water should be left on the walking path. Reducing floors coatings, floor mats should be used in an industry. Guard rails or handrails on ladder, stairways, etc. Floors, ramps or staircases should not be defective, which may cause falling or tripping. So, to avoid such type of walking paths can help to prevent accidents. Second one is a lighting arrangement. Proper lighting should be provided at each location to avoid colliding or striking. There should be a no glare. Proper walking spaces must be provided, like a proper layout. There should be an adequate space around machineries. Cables, hooks, chains should not be worn out or defective, should not be loaded above safe limits. There should be a properly stored material, so the material handling is easy for employees or workers. Power tools must be properly guarded. Edges of equipments or cutting tools must be covered properly, or parts or tools must be properly stored. They should not be cracked or worn out or defective. Use of personal and protective equipments like gloves, safety glasses, goggles, etc. must be worn. Special attention must be given when dealing with work involving exposure to extreme temperature, current, or radiations. Protective gear must be reliable, durable, or easy to put on or off, comfortable, lightweight, etc. The equipments and tools must be so designed that they become safer to use and cut down chances of accidents. These are some unsafe conditions which should be ignored or avoided in an industry, which helps to prevent from accidents. Second factor is reducing unsafe acts like medical assistance. Those employees suffering from physiological or psychological difficulties must be given medical assistance to overcome them. Personality readjustments, it can be of two types like proper selection and placement and consultant. By identifying those who have traits which are accident prone and refusing to employ them, accidents can be reduced. Otherwise, consultation, supervisor must talk to the employee who have personality traits which may leads to accidents like sometimes traits like irresponsibilities, impulsive nature, and give him a clear understanding of his personality difficulties, their probable outcomes and ways to correct them. Sometime correcting operation defects through training, through motivation, or the redesigning of jobs. Employee must be trained to follow safe practices and procedures, provide correct ways of operations, and taught they must be warned of the potential hazards. Employee must be motivated to develop a safety conscious attitudes, safety posters, hoardings, incentives, and positive reinforcements must be used to motivate employee at workplace for reducing industrial accidents or accident caused. Sometimes the accident caused by a fatigue or boredom, it can be prevented by redesigning the jobs, that is by job enlargement of or job enrichments, etc. So these are the methods which has to ensure industrial safety at workplace. Now what is safety program? A safety program intends to identify when, where, and why accidents occur. On the same lines, a safety programs aims at reducing accidents and associated losses. A safety program is initiated with the assumptions that it is possible to prevent most work connected accidents. It is a continuous process and tries to be decrease the influence of personal and environmental factor which cause accidents. Normally, a safety program consists of providing safety equipments and special training to workmen or employees. Indian Standards Institutes has done commendable job in this context. They lays down safety precautions to be taken during manifesting operations, standards for proper lighting, ventilations, proper layout of the industrial units. They lay down standards and specification of safe industrial operations and practices, etc. The requirement for effective maintenance of tools and equipments. They lay down guidance on safe cutting and welding processes. They can provide guidance on use of powered industrial trucks, belt conveyors, and fire protection equipments, etc. The safety requirement for personal protective equipments and classification of hazardous chemical and provision of accident provision tax or standards for safety in industrial buildings, safety procedures to be followed in electrical works, in use of electrical appliances in hazardous area and explosive atmosphere. So safety programs tends to discover when accident occurs. A safety program tries to reduce the influence of personal and environmental factors that cause accidents. They also involves providing safety equipment and special trainings to employees. The basic principles of safety programs are to first of all to identify the potential hazard and provide effective safety equipment and facilities to employee. Second principle of safety program is to develop a safety policies uh, which can prevent employees and to train and educate them properly. Advantages of safety programs are it is a cost saving, it helps to increase productivity at workplace, safety at the design and equipment installation age or education of employee in safe practices. They can prevent accidents which helps to increase the productivity. It is also helps to improve the level of motivation of employee or morale of an employee, and which is help or necessary to arouse the interest of employees in accident preventions and safety consciousness, and it is also prevent from the legal obligations faces by a organization. Educating employee to develop safety consciousness, a worker will usually accept the use of safety measures if he is convinced of its necessity. The suitable measures should be adopted to increase the awareness of a need for safety in the environment of worker. So this can prevent organization from legal obligations, or which also helps to reduce the direct and indirect cost of production as well. Now, safety management system. It is an organized approach to managing safety. It including the necessary organizational structure, accountability, policies and procedures. It requires a system approach to the development of safety policies, procedures and practices to allow the organization to achieve its objectives. It requires planning, organizing, communicating and providing directions. There are some steps which are involved in safety management. First step is a planning. A safety manager and a group are selected to conduct the planning phase of safety management. There are some tasks which are performed in the planning stage. First of all, review. Review the current capabilities for safety management are identified, such as experiences, knowledge, procedure, resources, etc. Or review shortcomings and resources needed. Second stage in planning is a safety assessment. It aims at answering the following questions like what could go wrong, what would be its consequences, how often is it likely to occur. After safety assessment, we can include safety performance indicators and targets. Various safety performance indicators and targets for the organizations are identified. A realistic timeline for meeting the target is also decided. Based on this safety target, a realistic strategies for meeting them is developed. After that, a detailed plan for development and implementation is made for safety management. Now, second step involved in safety management is commitment to safety. First of all, commitment of management. Ultimate responsibility of safety rests with senior management. Success of safety management system depends on the extent of time, resources and attention they give. Their commitment to safety is demonstrated to all personnel of the organization through the stated safety policies and objectives. Second commitment to safety is the safety policies. Safety policies outlines the methods and processes that the organization uses to achieve desired safety outcomes. It reflects the organization's management and become the foundation on which the organization's safety management system is built. Like safety policy issues following statements like overall safety objective of the organization, commitments to the goal of ensuring that all aspects of the operation or meet safety performance targeted, or commitment by the organization to provide the necessary resources for effective management of safety, or commitments by organization to make the maintenance of safety its highest priorities. So such type of safety policies should be stated, and the role of senior management can define properly. Training personnel for safety responsibilities, safety related information, potential system featured or hazards are promptly inquired and reformed. So in a commitment to safety, there is an important role of senior management. Third step involved in safety management is an effective organization. It is important for establishing an effective organization. First of all, appoint safety manager. It is appointed to promote safety awareness and level of priorities throughout the organization. Forming organizational structure which is work for a proper safety policies, having a statement of responsibilities and accountabilities, creating a safety committees in an organization, or ensuring a proper training of employees and competency of employees to with their works. So the effective organization play a important role in safety management. Fourth step is a hazard identification. This type of programs are created for effective safety management. It considers identification of all the possible sources of accidents or all the possible sources of failure, like defective equipments, operating environment, human operators, human or machine interface, operational procedures, maintenance procedures, external services. So in this step we can identify the uh, proper all possible sources of failure through hazard identification. Next steps involved in safety management is a risk management. All identified hazards are critically assessed and ranked in the order of their risk potential. It requires the analysis and eliminates or reduction to acceptable limits of those hazards that threaten the viability of an organization. So the risk management comprises three elements. First of all, hazard identification. Second one is a risk assessment, and third one is a risk mitigations. After that, we can consider a next step, that is the investigation capabilities. Investigation is a process conducted for the purpose of accident prevention, which included the gathering and analysis of information, the drawing of conclusion, including determination of causes, and when appropriate, making safety recommendation. An organization must have good investigation capabilities for effective safety management. After that, safety analysis is the process of organizing and evaluating facts objectively. So the basic rule of logic and drawing upon recognized methodologies and analytical tools, facts are considered in a systematic manner so that valid conclusions can be made. Next step is a safety promotion and training. Staff is informed about safety issues through relevant trainings, safety literatures, participations in safety courses and seminars, etc. It indicates management commitments towards safety and management as well. After safety promotion and training, there is a next step, that is a safety management documentation and information management. To ensure effective safety management, a disciplined approach to documentation and information management is followed. Generally, information is documented in safety management manual, which includes safety policies, individual safety accountabilities, safety procedures, etc. Proper tools and skills are used to record, store, secure, and retrieve the necessary information. After that, next step is a safety oversight and safety performance monitoring. For effective working of previous 9 steps, feedback is necessary, which is achieved through either safety oversights or either safety performance monitoring. In a safety oversight, it is achieved through inspections, surveys, and audit procedures. It assures staff and management that organizations' activities are performed safely. Otherwise, it validates the safety management system, confirming that the collective efforts have achieved the organization's safety objective. It is achieved through regular review and evaluations. So the industrial safety management is very crucial to the continued existence of any industry. This is because when accident occurs, often in an industry, such industries can fold up. Hence, it is a paramount for every industry to have a good industrial safety management programs in order to prevent accidents. Thank you.